and welcome to our show, Geeks Wired Podcast, where we talk about video games, movies, TV, comic books, technology, and TLDR, the Internet of Things. I'm your host, Bill, and the other host is Anthony.
Hello.
Hi. And you can contact us by emailing us at geekswired@gmail.com or sending us a voicemail or a text message at 801-896-4335. That's also 801-896-GEEK. You also can help support us by supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/geekswired, where you also get access to the podcast early.
Yeah.
And we're going to start off with a new phone was announced.
The Pixel 6?
No, the 10.
The Pixel 10?
No, the 10.
The 10?
Yeah.
What's the 10? Oh.
1 plus 9 equals 10.
Okay.
Yes, I know. So it's the 1 plus 9 phone. Was announced. It's on pre-orders as of...
So what's the difference between it and the last gen? Do you know?
The really, really, really cool name brand camera.
Name brand camera.
The Hasselblad.
What is that?
Or Hasselblad. It's it'd be like saying Sony. It's a company that makes camera lenses and stuff like that. So they worked with them. A lot of the phone companies are actually starting to work with.
Scroll back. Okay. Hassel. Let's not have that in my mouth.
Blad. So there is, and there I see there are 3 pretty cameras, and depending if you go with a Pro. Oh, this has both the OnePlus 9 and the OnePlus 9 Pro both have wireless charging, not just the Pro. The OnePlus Pro is a terrible screen like the OnePlus 8.
What do you mean terrible screen?
It's curved. It's terrible. It's garbage.
Oh.
Yeah. While the OnePlus 9 is flat.
Okay, so which one's curved?
The Pro.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
I know. I think it's garbage.
I'm surprised they didn't just make it be matching.
I know. It was kind of interesting.
Is there a reason why that it's curved?
More pixels. I don't know why.
Does the screen go over the curved edge?
The screen does slightly go over the curved edge.
Oh. Weird.
Yes.
I remember when Samsung was the first one to do that, and they really made it be a big deal. And I thought it was a big deal. And then I saw it and saw that it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
You don't gain anything from it. Other than it, I mean, I'll admit it is kind of nice not having a rough edge on that side, but the other downsides to that is there's I don't know if OnePlus does this, but I know Samsung, they had and iPhone really, there's gestures that you can do from the side, but you have to start all the way on the edge and then swipe on to trigger it. And on my iPhone 12, I was never able to, not 12, sorry, iPhone 8 Plus, I was never able to trigger, or not never, but almost never, because I had a screen cover, not a screen cover, a case. I had a case on my phone, which put a lip on it because it protects the screen. And it means that, yeah, basically I had to dig, in order to trigger, I had to dig my thumb into the side, not dig, but basically dig. Like, it was as close as I could get it to the side of the screen, and then some a little bit to get it to, and then swipe to get it to trigger. So if your
case wouldn't have been a raised front, it may have worked.
It may have worked, but then I'm not getting a case that's not raised, because the last time, actually no, that one was raised too. I had an old Samsung phone, S4, that I was leaving a friend's house, going down their stairs, dropped my phone, landed face first, and so the screen just shattered. And because I think it happened because there was half a millimeter of lip on that case, whereas most of the ones I get now are probably at least 2 or 3.
I have had, if there's a little teeny tiny rock, I'll have it chip the phone or something like that. But
Yeah, well, Gorilla Glass is just much better nowadays,
Yeah.
but which it's so much better to the point where I don't even put screen protectors on.
True. And on flat screens, yeah, because it balances out everything, and especially having that lip on your screen protect or on your case, I have so much. It's just so much better.
So back to Hasselblad.
Yes.
I looked up how much a camera is on B&H. There's a mirrorless like medium format camera, and it's $5,700, almost $58. It's nuts.
Well, so like I said, they are one of the.
No wonder I've never heard of them.
Well, they're one of those like big name manufacturers, and
I'm sure their stuff's great.
there's
I'm not bashing them. That wasn't my intent. I'm just
yeah,
flabbergasted how expensive it is.
they're really really good Swedish phones or Swedish cameras.
So what megapixels are not the one you're looking at, but the phone?
The phone,
Yes.
phone,
And it looks like they got 3 of them. Guessing telephoto, 2x, and then normal.
Oh, this is just the OnePlus. The OnePlus Pro has more.
Oh, it probably has. It looks like it might have a LiDAR sensor or something built into it too.
So for the camera, you have the main camera, which is 48 megapixels. The ultra wide one, which is 50. The telephoto, which is 8. The monochrome, which is 2.
Oh, do they still have that? On the 8, they had this.
Oh, the 8 Pro.
Yeah, they had that lens filter thing, like color filter.
I do remember that. They didn't talk about it on the event that I noticed.
I remember being really excited about it, and it almost made me get it, but it was like a mimicked color filter, so it wasn't like ideal. Basically, as far as I could tell, it was they put a clear screen over it, like an LCD screen, where you could fill the pixels with. It just tints, like a color filter is just something that tints the photo, but I'm simplifying that way too much.
That's the color filter lens on the.
Oh,
8.
that's different. Oh.
This is the 8.
I want to know what they had that mono one for then.
So this one is the Pro. So and both the Pro and the regular have the monochrome.
Is the main camera the selfie camera?
Well, no, that is the front facing.
Do they have that? Oh, there it is.
Sorry, I guess we're on
it.
16 for the regular, and for the Pro it is also 16. Sorry, the front facing cameras they're just front facing cameras.
I'm actually surprised the
Hasselblad
megapixel is that high.
Yeah, the Hasselblad is all the back stuff, that main camera, ultra wide, telephoto, the monochrome. That is all the Hasselblad.
It's interesting.
So on the Pro you have 4 on the back, 1 on the front. On the regular you have 3 on the back and 1 on the front.
And the regular one still has the monochrome camera too.
Mm-hmm.
Does it say anything about LiDAR?
I should probably look at the Pro.
It might be better just to Control F.
True. No.
So now do LI dash.
Oops.
You still have your sound on.
Yes. And it's resolved.
Resolved.
No. That's
Okay.
the Pro. I wouldn't expect something like that.
Look up laser. Just for fun. Okay.
Well, that's the regular one. Nope. Wait. Nope.
Cool. Oh, is that just finding all the glass ones? Oh, never mind. I understand. Yeah, it was.
Yes.
So go back to the screen, or not the screen, the pictures of the phone. The top one. Oh.
Which one are you? You mean like the Pro?
Yeah, I just want to look at the camera array again. Like the pictures for it. Yeah.
But they're look at the prettiness.
So the monochrome camera is probably right below the flash. I'm wondering what the one above that is. Or is that
So
just
the
a
top
general?
one is the main one.
Mhm.
The middle one would be the wide.
Are you sure the top one's the main one?
I don't know, actually. I'd have to see here. Let's go down to,
I guess not that it really matters, but
yeah. It takes pretty pictures.
pretty.
Oh, they're also the Sony. So I guess the hardware is the Hasselblad. The lenses are Sony's.
So what is Hasselblad?
The hardware,
So like the image processing?
probably. Yes. Look at that. Ask, and that's the next section.
Okay, so it's the... Okay. So it's this... Whatever that sensor's called. The thing that actually converts the light to pixels.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what it is. And then the lenses are the actual, like, literal glass lenses. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And or... Do any of these have optical zoom?
Yes. There was.
The telephoto one probably doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was just wondering because the iPhones is like that too, so I was just curious.
Which the Pro has the telephoto, the regular one does not.
Oh.
Though there might still be some manual zoom because these cameras do stick out. So there may be a little bit on the main one.
Usually,
but
whenever
not
you can
a whole lot.
zoom in, it's usually just digital.
No, the OnePlus 8, it's half and half. Half of it is a analog zoom,
Mhm.
and half of it is digital if you keep on going past that point. But it actually like it is a point. Like you kind of zoom in, and then it goes, oh, if you zoom any further, you're going digital, which is a waste of everything.
I mean, I used to agree with that, but at least
Just take a photo and then zoom in on it on a computer.
no, it's not quite the same. And the reason
I guess, yeah.
because they do a lot of, at least on the phones nowadays, and some now just phones probably, they do a lot of post-processing, like image processing on that to clean it up. So it's not the same as just zooming in on a picture
Okay.
on your computer. I'm not going to say it's as good as a norm. Like if you could zoom in your lens optically,
Mm-hmm.
nothing's ever going to be as good as that. But it is better than it used to be.
All right.
Because instead of being super blocky, and a lot of that has to do with there's just more megapixels to work. There's more pixels to work with these days because the megapixels are just going through the roof. Though these aren't actually too insane. 16's actually kind of average.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I won't, maybe not average, but it's, yeah, average. It's normal. Oh, 48, there we go. The main one's 48.
Yes.
I've missed that part.
Then
And the ultra wide's 50.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised the telephoto one's only 8.
That's probably like major zooming, not just the.
Well, the telephoto, the main like perk for that is, yes, you get the ability to zoom in, but it's more of the lens. It's much more wide, like you have a bigger field of view.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a fisheye lens, but it's not a fisheye lens because it doesn't distort that badly.
Yeah.
It'd be like, I don't know the right way to say it. It's you just have a bigger field of view.
Yeah.
So instead of being like 140 degrees or whatever a normal camera is, it's like 180 or something. That's the way the pictures looked like to me whenever they were demonstrating them on the iPhone whenever they added the telephoto. I haven't actually tested that part though, but other than the cameras, Well, what were you excited about this for? Because you said you might consider switching.
This isn't the thing I was considered switching. And plus, it was, yes, I was looking at
then.
the OnePlus. I did like a lot of the things. It is a newer phone. It is a flat screen. What
For the normal one.
Yeah, for the normal one, for just the OnePlus 9. What got me on it was it has the ability to get 12 gigs of RAM and 256 storage. What you can pre-order on their website for the just the OnePlus 9 is only the 8 and 128, 8 gigs and 128 storage.
So just the base model.
Yeah. I don't know where they sell the other one, or if they're going to sell it later. I checked both colors. They have the black and the.
Are you sure that's not just a Pro thing?
I can on their. Actually, I can even go if you go to their spec page. It actually will show the two of them. As soon as yes. So the spec page does show 8 and 12 and 128 and 256.
So what this might be is they're expecting a lot of people to order the base model.
Yeah.
And so they're able to make more and have a lot of them. And whereas the other one, they're probably just shipping to stores where you can pick it up there.
It could be. And obviously the Pro would have the 12 and 256. When I bought the OnePlus 8 last year, they were selling the 12 and 256 on OnePlus website. And there also could be like variations between countries and all that other stuff. But they were selling the 12 and 256 for the base model on their website. If you wanted the 8 and 126 or whatever it was, 128, you actually had to buy it through a third-party company. And that's why other people I know got that one because they bought through like T-Mobile, because that's all T-Mobile had.
Oh, so it was like exclusive space place, blah.
Yeah,
basically, be like having a Walmart edition
or
Best Buy edition. I don't know if Best Buy does it that much, but I'm also kind of wondering how much this is related to the chip shortage that's going on right now.
Yes, there could be that with it too.
Which is why I was thinking that they're more likely to have the base model to be available because, and so for 8 gigabytes, let's say they have their chips, they might all be on the system as a chip, like including the RAM, but assuming it's not, they might have like the RAM in 4 gigabyte segments. So instead of putting, I don't think phones are structured that way, so never mind, but yeah, never mind. My thought isn't real.
Yeah, because actually I think my one before this OnePlus had 3 gigs.
Right, for that one. But what I was getting at was theoretically, I'll continue my thought even though I don't think it's correct, but with so let's say each RAM chip is 4 gigabytes. And let's say you get the 8 gig one. They populate 2 slots out of the 3 because they can go all the way up to 12, right?
Yeah.
So they populate 2 slots out of the 3. And they're more likely to have those be able to be ordered ad hoc by you just ordering online because they have the stock for that. Whereas for the 12, if they were to also offer that, and theoretically if people only bought the 12 gigabytes, they could only sell 2/3 of the phones.
Yeah.
Like 2/3 a phone, yeah, because 2/3 of what they could sell for a 8. But like I said, I don't think that's the case because I don't think they structure the chips like that on phones anymore because there's not the space for it. And at least on a lot of chips, I don't know if phones are exactly like this, but they put everything on the one chip, the SoC.
For the 8, they do have the lower one available on their website, so maybe I might be able to get the higher end one later.
Yeah, they may have already had stock for that though still.
It was not. The lower option was not. One upon release was not an option to buy.
So it's flipped on this case.
Well, they were just they were only sell from OnePlus. They were all selling the top end models for the 8s.
Weird. So it's different in this case.
Yeah.
So you were looking at it because you could get up to 12 gigs and have 256 storage?
Which is what I currently have. So I wanted that still. I like my 12 gigs RAM. It's been working really well. Want to keep that. They were also giving away free earbuds, like $60 or $50 earbuds. I was like, they're okay. That's, whatever. I have my ones I like and ones I'm looking at getting. They're okay. They're passive noise canceling, but they would link with, because they're OnePlus brand, they would just like get Apple branded earbuds for your Apple phone, things, or your Sony or your Samsung for your Samsung. Things will connect a little bit purposefully, seamlessly.
Still not as good as the Apple though. And the integration for the Apple stuff. Although it's kind of annoying right now. With the latest version of iOS, they let you basically seamlessly move from one device to another without having to actually go into the sound setting and clicking your headphones. But that's backfired on me a lot if I'm like using my computer and have my headphones in, grab my phone, it'll sometimes switch over to that or vice versa. So, but yeah.
So what I was thinking about changing brands on.
Well, it's not OnePlus?
No, it is to OnePlus.
Oh.
It's their watch.
Android Wear still?
They still haven't put the website up yet. So the watch is... Yeah, that's the other thing. Is also depending on where you go to their website. Depends on what you can see with it. But... They said... They gave me one sentence, which gave me all of the purpose on what I care about with my watch. And it's how often you have to charge it.
I'm on the website for it, by the way.
Nice. So guess how often you have to charge it?
Once a week?
Once a week if on heavy use, once every 2 weeks on light use. You actually can get up to 2 weeks of battery life on this $160 device.
So I'm assuming they're not using Android Wear.
They didn't talk about that. I also may have been very excited about just that, and it seemed to do really, really well for...
I just want to see the specs. Go down.
Did you find it? You can also click at the top, right? There you go.
No, I didn't. The microphone stand was blocking it.
It has Bluetooth. You can connect up to it. You can, like I said, the battery life, it still has blood oxygen. It has sleep. It has like all this because I like my Fitbit. But, it's a magnetic charger. You drop it on. It's water resistant, IP68.
I think most watches are magnetically charged now, i.e. wirelessly charged, but
yeah,
still.
My Fitbit is still plopped into a case that holds it in. It's Android 6. Oh no, this is system requirements. I actually don't know what the OS is.
Do the Googles.
It has GPS in it. It has lots of really, really good things.
Yeah, and the reason why I'm saying it's probably not Android Wear, go for it. What's up?
I forgot. So the other thing. So this has Bluetooth 5.0. That's the other thing I forgot. The OnePlus 9s had Bluetooth 5.2. And actually would work with a lot of the high-end zero lag connectivity on that. So everything, that was the big thing they were also trying to sell, is like the game. It stays cool and you don't lag in audio.
I don't remember what that protocol is, but
There's a couple of them. There's quite a few. Here, if you're wondering what they were, you see, the Bluetooth supports aptX and aptX HD, which is slower. Actually, it's funny. Sounds better. LDAC and AAC. There's tons of stuff when you were looking at your earbuds on, and also obviously Wi-Fi 6.
I want to know what the Apple ones use.
Well, they use the proprietary stuff. They have Bluetooth,
Yeah,
but
they
your
have.
earbuds, and they have Bluetooth, but the earbud to the phone don't use Bluetooth.
They do if you're not on iPhone. If you're using an Android.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said, both of these things have Bluetooth,
Mhm.
but when you use your earbuds with your iPhone, yes, I call it earbuds.
You have a dog?
No, you do, because you have the earbuds with your iPhone.
Oh, okay.
Your AirPods with your iPhone, it uses a different wireless technology.
Yeah, it's proprietary,
Mm-hmm.
which is nice because it's like basically zero. Like there's latency, but it's nowhere near as bad as what normal Bluetooth is, which is way better than it used to be. I'm not complaining because Bluetooth of old, unless they went into super low quality mode, which they did for telephone calls, there was like a couple of second lag latency for audio. But I'm seeing a lot of articles that saying that OnePlus, so the title of this one from TechCrunch is OnePlus unveils its smartwatch and wireless is nowhere to, I'm going to guess the rest of it is be found. I'm going to click into it. Nowhere to be seen, yeah.
Yeah. They didn't really talk about the OS. They just talked about like all the, things it had. And for $160, like, and obviously you can easily get, there's things you can like grab the coupon and get $20 off and all this other stuff with it. But this is a really, really good watch.
Mm-hmm. And the main reason why I was saying I doubt it's Android Wear is because Android is very power hungry.
Ah.
Because it's Java. That's not the main reason why. It's just, and I think another reason why they're probably not using Android Wear is because Google hasn't really done anything with it, even after revitalizing it a couple years ago.
Yeah.
They do what Google does and just drop it.
Mm. Just like with Fitbit, it will recognize what type of exercise you're doing. If you decide to jump into the pool, it will go, "You're swimming," and it'll start tracking your workout.
Will it ask you to start it?
You can, or you can have it smart start.
Okay, because the iPhone or the Apple Watch does let you. It'll auto start stuff, but I have it set to not do that because it'll periodically pick up doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So
vigorously scrubbing the dishes.
Yeah.
And Fitbit has that too, where it can auto pick up movements and.
Yeah, this is cool. I'm guessing it only works with OnePlus, right?
It works with Android.
Oh, just Android.
It does not work with iOS.
It's not surprising, but even where Android Wear watches, a lot of them will work with iPhone. It's not a great experience.
Yeah, you need Android 6.0 or above. Obviously, if you have
not support iOS.
Yes.
Good English.
They're Swedish.
I'm just poking fun. I understand.
Yeah.
Humidity. Wow. So what about Florida people? Because it doesn't support 100% humidity. Actually, even Texas.
Depends on which part of Texas you're in.
Coastal.
El Paso is like one of the driest main city in the country.
Desert.
It's pretty much in the middle of the desert. It's a city in the middle of a desert.
Did they was it a gold town or?
I have no idea what
was
the
there an
history.
oasis there? Or
I have no idea what the history is behind El Paso. I just know it's a really hot, really dry, and it's one of the hottest, driest cities in the U.S.
Yeesh.
Because it is so far from everything.
And it's NFC.
Sorry, that was the phone.
Oh, this doesn't have NFC, does it? I doubt it, because if it's not Android Wear, it's not going to have Android Pay. So they'd have to... That is one downside of doing their own thing, is they can't piggyback off of the existing standards.
They could always do like Samsung, or like, Samsung, and just make their own, which is better.
It is, but it's also backwards compatible with Android Pay, isn't it? Now.
I don't know. I have no idea. It might link to it. The thing is, a lot of them link to each other. Like Google Pay will link to PayPal, and PayPal, you can actually do, pay in various ways through that.
Didn't know that.
I don't know if you can use the tap pay, but you can at least use the scan bar and all the other things.
It's just like Fitbit Pay.
Yeah.
Except for with Google buying Fitbit, I'm pretty sure that's getting canned.
I don't think it has NFC at all. It has storage, it has Bluetooth, it has speakers.
Go back down to the... Okay, right there. Memory. The available memory capacity is less than this value because the system software takes up part of the... Okay. That's just per normal.
Yeah.
But I guess people...
will care.
Yeah. So in this user case, it is all-day wear, intelligent heart rate detection enabled, nighttime sleep detection enabled. Speaking of nighttime sleep, got another thing on that. Remind me about it.
All right.
Message notifications enabled, up to 150 messages, 6 calls, and 3 alarms per day. I'm guessing that means calls you actually answer from the watch.
Maybe using the... I don't know.
Because if that just means you can only get 6 call notifications, I'm 100% sure that's not it. 3 alarms per day. The screen lights up to 100 times a day. 30 minutes of Bluetooth calls per week. And then playing indie music 30 minutes per week. An average of 90 minutes of exercise GPS enabled per week. Nice. And that makes them...
That makes it last 2 weeks.
Yes. And because I doubt you're probably ever going to answer calls on it. Unless you're like exercising or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just super inconvenient.
Yeah.
And then only 90 minutes of exercise, huh? But that's what GPS enabled. So that would be like, if you were doing like an indoor walk in a gym, or you were on a treadmill and you were doing a treadmill walk exercise,
mm-hmm.
and GPS is probably not going to be enabled, and that's not going to be a problem. But it'll take up more battery just because it does up the resolution on this. At least it should. It does up the resolution on the number of measurements it takes.
Yeah.
So it can get a better idea of your overall whatever.
In multiple.
Activity. So positioning.
GPS.
What's GLONASS?
I know. I think isn't Galileo.
I know Galileo was a satellite.
No, Galileo I think is Europe's. GLONASS might be China's, and no, Baidu is China's. I don't know who's unless that's us. I
typed it wrong, so
I just
I'm not
searched it.
Much.
Trying to see.
Russia.
Is it okay? Hey, look at that! As soon as you go to the wiki, so whatever the base GPS that has is the North America at least. GLONASS is Russia. Galileo I believe is Europe's or the UN's, and I'm pretty sure that Baidu is China's. Let's see.
You're right. Galileo is EU.
Okay. And then Baidu's is China's. Yes.
So people aren't wanting to rely on the one that the US put up.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
And also, it only covers parts of the world in the first place, too. So they had to cover other parts. And so there's areas that, like, the U.S. GPS satellites just don't cover. On a normal basis. They may have gotten that spot to measure it, but they aren't a regular thing in that area. They aren't the best quality in that area.
Oh, so instead of having, you basically probably have the minimum amount of satellites you need to actually do positioning.
Yeah,
basically 2.
At least go 3.
You can get by with 2. It's not as great,
not as great. Like, your position is within like no altitude and 50 feet, maybe 100.
Most of the time, like for driving at least, you don't
Actually,
need...
no, I think you need 3 because one of them has to be time. You have to have time and location.
No, they get time based off of the difference between all 3, I think. But yeah, I was about to look that up, but you're...
I know I misspelled satellite.
Yeah, it's either 2 to 3. Needs 4.
No, it's a 24.
The GPS receiver needs 4 satellites to work out your position in 3 dimensions. But that's for 3 dimensions, though.
Yes, so that is...
But most
that
of sometimes you don't care about...
That is time. That is altitude. That is latitude and... Longitude.
But sometimes you don't care about the altitude. Actually, most people wouldn't care about the altitude. The only time you care is if you're flying a drone.
No, you also care because moving across a mountain or a hill or anything with any type of altitude change, the distance between 2 points is way different than if you end up going through a valley.
I was thinking mostly like driving directions or
walking
directions within a city.
Sort of.
Or a flat area.
Okay, but what is truly flat?
Nothing is truly flat, but for most intents and purposes, you can treat it as flat because the elevation isn't that much different to actually significantly add to the distance for shorter distances. Obviously, that adds up over time or over a lot of distance, but like getting directions from here to Walmart... Yeah, there's elevation changes, but it's not going to add more than a couple of meters. Okay, by a couple of meters, I mean a couple of tens of meters. But I'm pretty sure it determines time.
No, one of the satellites is actually time.
Is it? Because I thought it determined time based off of the... It does it in a really like clever way. I know that much. Like clever as in it's like devilishly simple.
I was pretty sure that was something that I had learned way back in college, was that, and among research.
I didn't type GPS right. I typed GPC.
So what did you find?
So like I was saying, each GPS satellite contains an atomic clocks that contribute very precise data to the GPS signals. And that very precise data is used, like the difference in stuff that you get back determines the position. It's not necessarily, like it's triangulating, like you're using telemetry to triangulate your position, but it's not in the way that you're thinking. It's using like the differences in time to actually find the position.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
like
it's not like triangulating your position with telephone towers, for example, or cell phone towers, which is I think what phones usually do. They will fall back on GPS though, if they can't do that, just because the cell towers take much less energy because they don't have to communicate with a satellite. Actually, you don't technically communicate with the GPS satellites either, but like directly. You're just listening.
But yes. Okay. Let's move off of this.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. Totally did. Just walking away from it.
Okay.
So,
sleep.
Back on that watch.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you wanted to sleep. Okay, talk about your sleep.
Oh, well, basically just... have you heard about the new... I gotta say this right. The Nest Hub.
What about it?
Look it up. I guess you haven't heard about it. So you have the Nest Hub.
I have the first one, yes.
Yes. They have a second gen that they're going to come out with.
Yeah, I thought they already did. It has a camera, and I don't like it.
No, it doesn't have a camera. It has a motion sensor. There's no camera.
Then I'm thinking of a different thing then.
You're probably thinking of the Max. The Max has a camera. The big one. This
the big
one,
screen?
yes.
Ah.
This one, so go to tech specs. Or actually click on sleep sensing. It'll explain what I'm talking about. Basically, it uses, I think they said lasers or something.
Lasers?
Right there. Uses motion and sound to monitor your sleep. So there's nothing to wear or remember to charge. It tracks when you go to bed, when you wake up, and how long you slept.
Oh, it's kind of like with your phones when you have the app installed on your phone and you can just say, I'm going to bed, and it starts tracking all the things.
And
Technically,
those ones,
what your Fitbits do too. Your watches.
yeah, but they're better at it because they're on your person. And
Yeah.
you don't have to tell it. And it can also detect your heart rate and stuff, where this one won't be able to do that, but it can figure out what you're doing based on if you're moving around a lot or not.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it uses a motion sensor with a low energy radar. So, it detects movement and breathing. Probably via sound. Detects the breathing via sound. Other than that, though, I think it's basically the same as the old one. I think there's a little bit, what'd you click on?
How does it track two people? You actually need two devices for two people. It only can track one person at a time.
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Because, one, most nightstands are bed level, if not lower. Or they might be a little higher, but the one person's going to block the other. And if one person moves, I don't think they have the resolution to determine in 3 dimensions if which one it was, or
along with the sound and everything else.
Yeah.
One person being closer to it. Yeah.
So I think that even with 2 of them, I think the accuracy will go down.
I can see that.
But click on compare
Compare which one?
on the top next to sleep sensing. Yeah.
Oh.
I think this compares it just compares the Max.
Okay, yeah, the Max is not the one. But the price isn't bad for it. $100 for the Nest Hub.
Yeah, I think I paid like 120 or 130 for mine.
I think I got it on sale and I paid like 50 or 70.
Oh, look at you.
I know. It's like the most expensive smart plugged-in device I've ever paid for.
Yeah, but you use it a lot, so.
Yeah. I also use all the free ones a lot too.
Yeah, I don't. Because I didn't get any free ones. So it's got, I think, and then keep going down. Available colors, yeah. So I'm pretty sure it's the exact same thing. This one just has sleep sensing.
Actually, I think the other one only had 2 colors. I think it was only the black and white.
I wasn't counting the colors.
Or the pink and white. I forget what.
No, it was only black and white. Either that or gray and white.
Yeah. Has 3 microphones, which means we might not have to yell out at it as often.
No, you'll still have to yell. I'm pretty sure you still have to yell.
Apparently the Hub Max actually had 2 microphones.
It said it on that list. It only had 2.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, you said apparently, so I thought you were like guessing.
Oh. No, apparently it only has 2, while the other one has. So the pretty expensive one, it has 2, while this is cheaper.
Yeah, but they're probably better microphones.
I don't know. They're older. They're many years old. They're many moons ago.
How many did the first gen have?
I don't know. That's why I was trying to hunt it down.
You're not going to be able to find it out.
Aww.
I'm pretty sure they've hidden it by now. You might have better luck just looking for the Google Home Hub, because that's what it used to be called, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So you might find an older article. So like Google Home Hub specs or something.
Yes.
Still kind of irks me that they changed everything to Nest. Just because it seems like such a weird choice.
There we go. No, that's 2020.
That'd be fine.
Wait, actually, that would be old enough.
It's
yeah.
2021 now.
Yeah, sure
I know
is.
it only feels like it's. I know it feels like we've lost a year, but
It's probably not going to say.
it doesn't have
It's what?
it. It doesn't have it.
Yeah, means it probably has a speaker.
No,
It's something
I'm pretty
that
sure
nobody.
it probably has normal. How many microphones?
You're right. It's only black and white.
Google Home Hub have?
Well, would you look at that? You said I couldn't find it. Oh, that's the Max. Never mind.
You thought you had me beat.
Actually, it could have been. It could be 2. I think there's physically 2 on it.
Actually, does this one have a physical switch to turn it off? By turn it off, I mean turn off the microphone.
I don't know. You're the one that brought this one up.
Because the Max one does not. That's the only reason why I brought it up, because I just barely read that line. I give up. I'm not going to be able to find it. I'm assuming it had 3, though.
Yes. It was a physical turn off your
mic switch.
Turn off your mic.
Even though I never use mine, but you know.
I never turned them off. That's the thing. Like, if I turned them off, I would actually not have the assistance.
Yeah, I mean that's what I meant by I never use it. I've turned it on once just to see what it did. That was it.
Yeah, I think I've actually yanked him out of the wall, or yanked the plug out of him really quick, because it's faster to do that with the assistance than it is to actually flip a switch.
Well, I think the Home Hub's the only one that has it, right?
No,
Do the minis have them?
Yeah,
Are they a physical switch? Because I know on the big one, the big Google Home, they have a switch, but it's a button. Like, he just gave me the whole thing.
Well, it's going to be easier to do that.
So completely,
Physical switch.
completely unrelated. Feel how hot that is on the top.
Yeah.
They're energy vampires. These assistants are. At least the Google one is. I don't know what the Matames are like, but it always just freaked me out whenever, because I had one in my bathroom hanging on I 3D printed a mount for it that you basically stick the plug on it, and then you can just put it directly in the plug.
Yeah.
And it'll just hang that way. Since it was next to my bathroom, periodically, well, you have to touch it to turn it down because it never hears me. So, actually, you can't even turn it down that way. Yeah, you can. Never mind. Anyways, when you feel it, it feels hot.
Yeah, you tap the
And
sides.
it freaked me out every time.
Yeah. You never told it to like volume 40%?
I could never get the dang things to trigger. Remember this?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. That was always
Which
fun.
is the entire reason why I went to the HomePod ecosystem. Speaking of HomePod, they're discontinuing the big one. I'm not surprised, really. It was at a weird price point.
Yeah.
And they're focusing on the little one. And the little one supposedly has like a temperature sensor in it and a couple other things. That's just not enabled right now. But the big one was just at a weird price point. And like, I have one. It was a gift, but I think I still would have bought one anyways because it does sound good.
Yeah.
It's got good sound for the
and that's what I heard. It was very much a speaker first, actually. So it works kind of with the assistant, but it's a really, really good speaker.
No, I'd say it works.
It does
with
work.
blah.
Okay.
It's like having an iPhone.
Oh, not bad then.
You just say, hey, keyword, and then talk to it like normal.
Yo, Apple, listen and answer these questions.
And this one actually had, I don't know you can kind of see it on that one. So, no, go down to this one, the little baby one next to the Apple. Oh, that's fitting. I didn't notice the irony there.
Apple
Or not
HomePod
irony.
Mini. It's about the size of an apple.
Yeah, it is. See how on the top of the thing it has a blue tint?
Yeah.
So those are actually lights. And I think there's only a couple of them on the mini, but the big one has a lot. Like when you talk to it, so I'm gonna just watch my screen so I can kind of explain it to you.
Well, you gotta explain it to the listeners.
I know. I'm gonna explain it at the same time though, but I'm just gonna give you a visual representation. So you see kind of how there's a little bit of like there's a lot of colors basically.
Like it's recognizing that words are being said.
Yeah.
And the assistant is
it's
taking notes.
Freaking out.
It's taking the notes. So you're saying that the main HomePod, the OG HomePod, actually.
I don't want to listen anymore. Stop it.
But it wants you to.
Sorry, repeat that last sentence.
So you're saying that the OG HomePod had lots of that going on, or you're saying that the minis had a lot of that going on?
Well, it just mimicked it more because I think it was either an actual LCD or it just had a lot more lights, whereas this one has it. It's just they're on the side instead of being more in the middle. So it still mimics it. And honestly, you're not missing much by not having that.
Yeah.
I was just explaining the difference is all.
Okay.
But even the little ones sound pretty good for how tiny they are.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing like a lot of sound comparisons on YouTube, and I know that's not like great because one, you're listening to it through the person's microphone who recorded it, and then you're listening through it through YouTube, which compresses the sound even more and changes it, and then you're listening to it through whatever sound system you have. But thinking of that subjectively, and as long as you're comparing them, like using that sound relatively, you can kind of get an idea still.
Mm-hmm.
And you can at least tell when something's really tinny sounding or if it doesn't have a lot of bass.
Yeah.
And a lot of the, like, from what I can tell, all the assistants that were around the same price ranges, like, you can get a Nest Max, I think, which is a mini. And I think you can get it for like $99. Like, it's the same price as a HomePod mini. And it basically sounded tinny. Same with the Madam A, like the bigger Madam A. Actually, the current Madam A, that was freaking me out because I thought it was matching. Like it, the way I was talking, he's at the HomePod Mini website, and the Mini right now is bouncing as if it's like reacting to sound, and it was like bouncing exactly to how I was talking, so it freaked me out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I stopped talking.
It's still bouncing.
Yeah, it's just gonna keep bouncing. Bounce. But these are way better at picking me up.
Yes. So that's not bad.
Yes, I'm much happier. So
I have the last few minutes, so we really want to talk about this.
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
Justice League, the Snyder Cut.
Did it?
It's 4 hours and 2 minutes long.
Goodness.
4 hours.
That's
later.
longer than a Lord of the Rings movie.
Oh, that's actually the thing that a lot of things we're talking about. Actually, that it is one of the longest movies that is out there. They were comparing it to Lord of the Rings. They were comparing it to I forgot what the others. There's some other big ones that came out over the last bit.
I think Avatar was decently long. It was almost 3 hours, I think. I'm going to look that up while you're talking.
Well, and then there was there's that 3 hour gangster movie that came out that was,
Gangster movie?
I just can't watch gangster movies very well.
Avatar was 2 hours, 42 minutes. I don't know if that includes the credits or not, but probably not. Maybe, actually. At any rate.
It may not have been this one. It may have been a different article I was looking at. Did I have another one in here?
Although the extended cuts for Lord of the Rings, or the director's cut.
Where do you see that?
I didn't see it anywhere.
Oh, because they were actually, that was almost like the words that they were talking about.
The director's cut for Lord of the Rings is longer than even the originals.
There. So they were talking about, this fits into the Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, the director's cut, Lawrence of Arabia, The Godfather Part 2, Titanic, Ben-Hur, Malcolm X, The Irishman. That was the one that came out. That was a 3-hour movie. And yeah, so this is
Was Titanic that long? Titanic.
Oh yeah, good luck. You're gonna find the ship first.
No, I didn't. Found the movie.
Okay. And the movie comes in at a whopping
Couldn't find
3
the link,
hours
though.
and 14 minutes.
What? Really?
Really?
Huh. I haven't watched it since I was little, so maybe that's why.
It was
And-
on 2 VHS.
You're right, it was. I remember that.
Well, it just decided making me look this up. The longest movies ever. There's The Clock. It's 1,440 minutes. I'd have to convert that, but they're saying the Justice League one is
You said 1,440?
yeah. So the Justice League Snyder cut comes in
24 hours?
Wow, that's impressive. Justice League Snyder
Ooh.
cut comes in at 242 minutes. What is one there? Why is my computer not liking me? 1440 divided by 60.
Okay. That's what I did.
That should just be it. I don't know why my computer doesn't like me. It's doing something else now. It's 24. Yes, that was 24 hours. That was a 24-hour movie. Up on a clock. You wait to watch some seconds literally
So
tick
the clock
by.
features thousands of time-related clips from films and TV shows that are synchronized to depict the actual time.
I don't think that should really count.
No, I don't think
Actually,
so.
neither should the 24-hour cycle. No, this is not sounding like... I don't like it. We're done. That's a stupid link. That's just a...
It was from the Top 10 HQ.
Yeah. How about Wikipedia? That seems like a little more... The Innocents at 21 hours.
Hey, Napoleon. That's not the one I was thinking of. Never mind.
No, they actually don't have a movie on in the initial... What? Oh, experiment. They don't have a movie on here that's initially shorter than 5 hours and 4 minutes. That's crazy. Yeah, there's just lots of long movies.
War
Never
and
mind.
Peace. That was on there.
It's a long movies too. All right, so
The Snyder Cut.
the Snyder Cut. Yeah,
Did you
especially where
watch-
I'm running out of time.
Did you watch it?
Yes, I did. It has lots of intermission point breaks. Like there was actually like when you're watching a show and it has like these little like markers on the bar when you're watching. Usually there's like the commercial breaks or some event that's gonna be like a break point. These are like
Oh.
intermission style break points. They're like a poster pops up and the next scene or group of scenes.
It had those built into the movie?
It did. And
How
there was
long
like,
were they?
They varied. But there was, I think there was like 6 of them. There was like 6 different major parts of this movie. So it kind of gave a point where you could like walk away at these points. I ended up walking away to do something else anyway, so that may have been. But I ended up initially playing Elder Scrolls in the background. Or I was playing it knowing that a lot of this movie is probably going to be the same as the theatrical.
Was it?
There's a lot, but there's a lot that is not. It is a different style of movie. Superman doesn't come back to life and is like, you won't let me or you wanted to kill me and now you won't let me die. No, Superman seems a little more happy, like he's talking to Lois and Martha, his mom, and he's like, they brought me back for a reason. Let me go find out what's going on. Like he's much more Superman. He's much more nice.
So it's less dark?
It's got its dark points. It still has, and Batman isn't this conniving. Like when he brings Lois in, and he's like, "Oh, Lois was the backup plan." No, that's a happenstance. Batman does do lots of things, but he honestly got lucky on that one. And he's less of a jerk overall. And he's less of this like, you're going to follow me because I'm the leader and I say so. And he's kind of like, all right, yeah. Wonder Woman, she ends up talking to Cyborg and gets him involved a little more easier. Cyborg's powers are honestly on par with what technology would be. I liked it a lot more. It's long. Definitely have something else going on, or take all the Ritalin you need if you have ADHD.
I mean, I like long movies, so
I thought it did well, and it pulled me in. Like, even though I was playing ESO, it pulled me in.
I won't like, especially if I'm watching it the first time. I'm not gonna do anything else. So that's how I do movies.
Lots of this movie though before.
No, I haven't. I didn't watch this.
Oh, then go watch it.
Where's it on?
HBO Max.
I'm not going to subscribe to HBO Max to watch this.
And this movie pulled in more people than the other shows that were going on because Falcon and what was it came out. So this is the number one movie behind Wonder Woman for HBO Max for streaming. It ended up getting more people pulled in than Disney's Falcon and Winter Soldier, which premiered. Which was also Falcon and Winter Soldier posted the most viewed weekend premiere ever on Disney Plus. So this is doing better than Disney Plus's number one right now. What else do you have? This is the rating on this is actually been really, really good. It's up there with The Dark Knight.
So you're saying it lived up to the hype?
Yes.
That's good. Because I know you were worried about that.
Yes, I was. I mean, it's got an 8.4 on IMDb. Does Rotten Tomatoes have... I don't know if they're actually part of this list that I found. Oh, there we go. Well, I guess there's Rotten Tomatoes has a 40. Is that right? 71 audience score.
This is for the first.
Oh, that is for the first one.
Yep.
You're right. Oh, it was right there actually. 73.
What was the other one? 40?
40. And it was 70 for audience, and this is a 96. For
and
audience,
higher is better, right?
Higher is better. So, yeah. So, I recommend go watch it. I do know somebody who liked the original one better, and I don't know. I like this one much better. They were on Dark Side. They did a better storytelling. They just did better on this one. And this makes more sense with the DC universe, cinematic universe.
So is the story different, or is it just telling it differently? Or presenting it differently, I guess.
They explain a lot. They explain stuff better. It's still an invasion.
So
it's
the
still
overall
an Earth
plot
invasion.
is the same?
It's still an Earth invasion by Steppenwolf, but there's more purpose behind it.
But the story is overall the same.
It's an invasion by Steppenwolf.
So that's a yes.
That's what's the same. That is what is the same. And they bring Superman back to life. There you go. And Batman makes the Justice League. That's what's the same. The how it happens and why it's happening, and bringing in Darkseid, Steppenwolf's father, which I wish they would have actually brought that up more.
How much of this was cuts or not cuts? How much of the original film was in here, if you had to put a number on it?
Well, the original film was 2 hours long, and of that 2 hours, I'd say that you kept about 50% of that. So maybe about an hour.
So about a third?
Yeah.
So 2/3 of the movie was brand new?
Well, not seen by us.
Right. Different scenes. And did they have to refilm stuff, or was this all just on the cutting room floor? He did.
This is stuff that he had, from everything I understood. I don't think they did film anything else.
So they cut out that much of it?
Probably. No. All right. But we're way over.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Good.
All right. Well, then, bye.
Bye.